Hey peeps, and welcome back to another episode of Genesis. And we're here in the ocean biome because today, peeps, we're finally going to get to start building and hopefully complete our new ocean base. And we are going to be using the help of our brand new mammoth. Wow, that was a bigger drop than I thought it was. And our Doedicurus. There you are. Oh my gosh, the grass here is so tall. It's so easy to lose my smaller creatures in the grass. But yes, peeps, we have to go ahead and give names to our creatures before we start anything in this episode, peeps. So starting with our Doedicurus, we have Snowball. So everyone say hello to Snowball, and she's already filled with a bunch of stone, peeps. In fact, she can have one more. And finally, we have our mammoth, which will be named Timber. Definitely not a pun or anything, I promise. Now, unfortunately, wow, you have 10,000 health? That's crazy. But yeah, unfortunately, peeps, we don't have a saddle for Timber yet. So we're gonna need to quickly head on back to the bog. Where is Charlotte? There you are. But yeah, we're gonna need to head back to the bog. And I'm actually gonna need to make not only a mammoth saddle, but the S+ crafting station, which I might not even have unlocked yet. And once I bring those over here, peeps, we should be good to start building up this base. Alrighty, peeps, mammoth saddle has been achieved, and we have our S+ crafting station. But before we craft anything, we're gonna need to go ahead and get some wood. And luckily for us, this island has a good few amount of trees, at least 7. So I think we'll be pretty good on the wood department. Now, I'm thinking about building my base. Well, what? There were 2 trees in that tree. That was very, very weird. But yeah, I'm thinking about building kind of up on this platform, and then we could have all of our tames just chilling out on these lower, I guess, segments of this island. Oh my gosh, look at the frame rate drop as I smack all these bushes, all the particle effects it creates. Oh god, yeah, the game does not like that. Oh wow, all right, let's not do that. Yeah, peeps, actually something that I was thinking about for this base is, yeah, this is a pretty substantial drop off. So I might do something like I did with the island, peeps, and I might just build an elevator down to the bottom of all this grass. What button do I press to harvest plants? Whoa. That was bizarre. Can you not harvest plants anymore with the mammoth? Huh, weird. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna try and, well, maybe not in the initial build. We might have to be a bit more technologically advanced, but I wanna make an elevator all the way down there to an ocean platform. And there we'll be able to keep our, semi-aquatic creatures and have a sort of port for our actual aquatic creatures, and I think it'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to clearing this top section of all these trees, and I will bring you peeps back once we actually start building. All right, sweet, that is the top section cleared out, and man, it looks kind of bizarre without all those trees now, but we've got plenty of room for building. Now, unfortunately, peeps, this isn't extremely even ground, as you can see with this kind of massive slope. So we might actually have to incorporate the use of pillars in this build if we want to build something big, which I'm still torn on if I want to do. I'm not sure if I want to go for a kind of moderate size mid-game base, or if I want to just say, screw it, go big or go home, and I guess build a big home and then go home. But I'm honestly leaning towards going big and making our permanent end game base here. This island looks big enough that it could hold pretty much any tame that we're gonna get in this series. This bit of land looks big enough for a pretty substantially sized base, and I doubt I'll ever want to live anywhere that's not the ocean biome again, literally just for the lighting of this biome over all the others, because well, living in the volcano biome is a no-go, because doesn't the volcano explode and cause like death rocks to like smash everywhere. I don't feel like a base would last long there. The Arctic is, I mean, it's got the same amount of kind of good light, but it's a pain to live there because we need like warm clothes all the time. We've already lived in the bog, and while the bog is a pretty area, it's not got the good lighting conditions that I love. And again, I think if I enter lunar at this stage, I will die. I'm pretty sure we need a full hazmat suit to even survive there because of the extreme temperatures that are in that biome. So yeah, peeps, I think I've just talked myself into building our end game base here. Now, of course, in typical Schwalbe fashion, I have no idea what I'm gonna build, and I'm just gonna wing it, and we're gonna see what looks good, peeps, and hopefully by the end of this episode, we are gonna end up with a pretty amazing looking base. There's also an absolute ton of foliage up here, peeps, so I am going to enlist the help of the Moss Chops cleaning squad. So I'm gonna get them all in wonder, and they should walk around and together clear up literally all of the plants in this area. Though, I mean, that looks kind of sus, but let's go over here. But yeah, and they'll also gather up a ton of fiber while doing it. I think I'm going to over prepare a bit because I don't feel like gathering more resources. We definitely don't have enough stone for what, I guess, how ambitious of a project that I want to do today, peeps. So we're going to go ahead and take Snowball here, and we're going to go and spend some time in the volcano. Oh, wow. Well, how about that, peeps? We teleported right next to a glitch. But yeah, we're going to spend some time in the volcano region and just start harvesting up a bit more stone, fill up our Dodicus' inventory once more. And that should give us enough stone to either last this entire project or last us a good long way through it. And we have all the necessary, that's not my inventory, and we have all the necessary armor to withstand the heat of this biome. So as long as nothing stupid happens, we should be fine. But let's go ahead and research this glitch, or I guess fix the glitch while we're here.
Mark it down as another success.
Woo!
And I chance
I've still yet to see the volcano here erupt, peeps. I wonder how long it takes or how rare the eruption actually is. I really hope it's not a situation where it's like on Ragnarok where the volcano just is glitched and will never erupt, because my entire playthrough on Ragnarok, that volcano never exploded once. Which was very unfortunate because I was kind of looking forward to seeing it. And considering it's a part of the core gameplay in this biome, it would be really disappointing if the volcano was bugged like that and never erupted. So let me know if that is a glitch on single player or not. I guess I'll do some research after I finish recording this episode, but that would be really unfortunate if this volcano is broken, or if I've just maybe never been here long enough to see it actually erupt. So I think I definitely want to include circles in this base design, but I'm not sure to the extent. I'm kind of liking what I've started with, though you'll notice that this side has been elevated, which, I mean, it's gonna have to be because this is just a taller area of this hill. But I don't know, now that I'm looking at it, I might have to reposition a lot of this stuff, or I could just build up on these parts. And that would kind of fit the theme of being on the water, right, peeps? Because how many times have you seen a beach house or just any house on the water that's has like an elevated foundation so the house doesn't get washed away if it floods? And not that I think any floods are gonna reach this high, at least I hope so. Or I hope not, rather. They could still fit the aesthetic of this biome. So yeah, peeps, I think I'm gonna continue with this, and I will update you peeps as I go along. Alright, so I've developed it a little bit further, and I'm kind of liking the idea of this half of, I'm guessing, the circle structure that I'm going to make being a floor or a layer lower than this half. And then I think maybe for all the walls on this side, I'm going to make them all glass, so it's like kind of a giant viewing area towards the rest of the body of water that's over here. And I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do with this side, if I want to continue the circle or if I want to maybe do something else or start turning it into a different shape. I think I'll maybe continue the triangle on this side And then I'll start to try and turn the rest of this flat land into something more. Because if this is going to be our end base location, peeps, we're gonna need enough room for pretty much everything. So indie forge, breeding, crafting, kitchen, you name it, peeps. So yeah, I'm probably gonna expand a bit towards that way. I'm hoping I should be able to just continue that line that way and then link up with this side again smoothly, but we will see, peeps. But again, here is the basic structure. Well, heck, peeps, I've run into a bit of an issue. You see this, peeps? These two blocks are not aligned right here. This one and this one over here, they just don't extend the same amount of distance. And I've already had to do some pretty weird stuff over here. For instance, you can see that these two blocks, aren't like that. They're clipping into each other, which I already don't like, but I was willing to put up with it. But over here, I'd have to do some really weird stuff with walls to make it look nice. And I'm already having kind of second thoughts about this entire design, so I think I might actually just go ahead and scrap what I have right now. I really don't like the idea of a giant circle. So yeah, I think I'm gonna tear down at least half, if not all of it, and maybe even start from scratch again. But of course, I'll update you peeps on what I plan on doing with this build. All right, well, this is starting to look kind of cool. I think I might go for a tower design, peeps. I'm not exactly sure, but I know I've never really tried to build a tower. So maybe we'll go for something like that. Just a massive, maybe like kind of reminiscent of those feudal Japanese designs. I've got no idea, but this is definitely a promising start. I do like how it's turning out so far. So we'll just have to wait and see until I start building it up more, and I might actually have a good design going here. All right, so I think the first floor is pretty much completed now. Well, not completed, but the foundation and the base has been set. And I definitely don't hate it, but I am kind of iffy on it. I don't know if I love it yet, but I don't hate it, like I said, so I'm gonna continue building, and maybe it'll turn into something that looks really nice. I'm going for a double, like, spiral stair design. Just why? why ARK? Like, why? There's nothing I could do to make this look good. Like, I can't put this down because then it blocks the way to get up, and I can't put down a triangle piece because it doesn't look good no matter where I place it, and there would still be a giant gap. Oh my gosh, why is this even a thing? This is so bad. Oh gosh. All right. Man, this single-handedly makes me want to scrap this entire tower idea now, peeps. Why is today such an issue with building? This is my third time starting over. The most I've ever had to start over in any series building a base. I am completely out of ideas, peeps. I don't know if it's the funky terrain or if my brain is just not up to snuff today, but this base situation is completely throwing me through a loop. I have no idea what to do. I don't want to go with something boxy. I know that, but it's very tempting to just cave in and just do it. But I'm gonna try and figure something out. So you wish me luck, peeps, because my brain is kind of scrambled right now. All right, I think I finally have a floor plan that I don't hate, peeps. This actually looks pretty good, honestly. We have the main entrance right here with the stairs leading up. We have this kind of main room right here. Right here is going to be I guess the breeding and hatching room. I'm gonna either put doors here or on this side. Maybe I'll even put them on both sides just so we can have creatures go on both sides of the base. Then we have this first upstairs segment. Right here is going to be the kitchen, probably. And then right here, I'm gonna put our crafting table and things like the fabricator and all that. And then we have this other floor. I guess, oh wow, this is actually like a 4-tiered base because there's that floor, that floor, and now this floor. And I think up here, I'm either going to do a garden over here, but right here, peeps, I'm actually gonna make, I think, a lighthouse, you know, with heavy air quotes. And instead of it being an actual lighthouse, it's just going to be a clever disguise for the industrial forge, because there was no way I could really think to like include enough room for the indie forge that would not look just super weird in this design. So yeah, we're just gonna make a lighthouse like structure right here and slap our industrial forge in the center of it. But yeah, I enjoy, oh yeah, I also have this kind of, well, not so secret, but underground segment here, which will be where we grow our crops. So I'm probably going to replace these with greenhouse ceilings, but I'm not sure how well that'll work with the indie forge there. Like, will the light be able to just shine through anyway? Or will the industrial forge block it? I'm not super sure, peeps, but I mean, I guess we're going to find out. And also, I'm still not super sure if I'm going to put the industrial forge here. I might just do what I've done with previous bases and just build it out here and just have it be kind of like an extension to the base, just because it's so annoyingly big. And what I might do is I might actually go ahead and change the size of it in the INI files, which I'm not, you know, a massive fan of doing stuff like that. But I mean, the industrial forge is just, it's just ridiculous. It's like it's like, I think 10, you know, walls high. And this already looks massive just by being too high. So yeah, peeps, I might actually go ahead and do that. I'm not sure. But what I do know now is that we got to start working on the walls, deciding where and how I'm going to, you know, separate off these main rooms, because you peeps know I kind of like the open design. So I got to decide if I want to do railings or if I want to actually make them separate with walls. And yeah, I will bring you all back with an update once I actually, I guess, decide what I want to do and start building some more. Oh wow, wait, are these green gems? Oh, okay, I already had my pickaxe equipped. They are! What? I didn't know green gems were at literally the top. Like, that's the world border. That branch is where the roof of the map is. And there's green gems just all the way up here. What the heck? But yeah, the reason I was looking for crystals is because I want to make windows. And actually, you know what? I think the volcano biome would be a great one. Ooh, let's say hello. Yeah, I think the volcano would be a great spot to go get volcano. To go get crystals, not get volcanoes. Oh my gosh. Though, if I could, peeps, I would absolutely get a volcano for the base. That sounds awesome. Helena? There you are. All right, let's go to the volcano. All right, peeps, so we've got the walls set up, and honestly, I'm loving how this looks, especially all these like mini balconies around the room. Like here we'll be able to see into the hatchery, up here we'll be able to see into the lighthouse area, and whatever this room's gonna be. And here's the kitchen, and what I've done here is I've actually put 2 like stacked railings and then glass on top of that, and I actually kind of dig how it looks. It's pretty interesting. I've done it here as well. So this might actually be one of my favorite base designs so far. I know I say that about pretty much, I think every base I've ever built, I say that. The only issue I have with this base is kind of like this gap right here underneath the stairs, but it's barely noticeable, so I don't really care too much about it. But what I am worried about and what I'm going to have to do next is making the roof. The roof is always like my most dreaded part about every base I ever make, because it's, especially with complex bases like this with multi-tiers, it always turns into such like just a painful project to try and make it look nice and smooth, but yet also make the insides look nice and smooth as well. So hopefully it'll go well. If not, then I'll force it to work like I did with the island base. But yeah, peeps, I will bring you all back once I finish the roof, and hopefully I don't go insane. Alrighty, peeps, at long last, the roof is finally done. It took me longer to get all the glass we needed for this than to build the actual roof. Holy heck. Thankfully, the volcano biome has a ton of glass in it, but yeah, peeps, I think it came out pretty well. Thankfully, it was pretty easy to build. I didn't have to clip anything, which is very nice, except for at the top. I'll show you that later, but basically, nothing on the inside is clipping except for small things like this. But I'll go ahead and explain that once we actually get to the exterior part of the roof. But yeah, this looks really good. We've got a lookout here. This room's gonna be the kitchen, this little kind of pockets of the base. Over here is going to be dedicated to crafting and smithing. So like the fabricator, the smithy, all that stuff's going to go in kind of this area. We have another huge lookout spot. And then we have 2 layers of glass letting light in. So it's going to be super well lit during the day. And of course, we're eventually going to put torches in here. And then at some point, electrical lights to light it up when it actually does get super dark. Because, oh boy, peeps, does it get dark on this map. Holy heck, it gets literally pitch black at night. It is ARK darkness to the extreme. And last but not least, we have the upstairs room, which has another kind of viewing area. And I decided to let this stay open instead of including like a second layer of these railings. And that's just because I kind of liked it. I like it open like this. And it's really immersive, peeps, because I have the fan on in my room, like my ceiling fan is on, and I'm feeling like the nice breeze from that hitting me, and like I'm looking at the trees, and I'm getting so immersed. It's like the nice sea air from this biome is blowing in and actually blowing on me. And of course, peeps, in here we have our lighthouse, which looks pretty good, except for, you know, these areas. I couldn't really make that look nice, and there's some major clipping going on, but once we have our industrial forge in here, it's gonna look fine. And if you'll notice, we actually have glass here, and that's because that's giving light to our underground area, which has crop plots. And we have another light that goes all the way up here. And interestingly enough, peeps, you would think that this crop plot here would block this one from receiving light, but nope, it's still receiving that 300% greenhouse effect. Same with these two. And I'm just hoping that having the forge here doesn't mess with that, because that would really suck if the industrial forge blocked light to all 4 of these crop plots. But if the crop plots don't block it, I have a good feeling that all kind of structures that aren't like walls or floors, that if you place down, don't actually block light. So that's pretty good. And yeah, peeps, honestly, I am really loving this base. It shockingly doesn't look too horrible as all stone. A lot of these bases look so bad and their, you know, first stage of just being a shell where it's all the stone. Before I add, you know, pillars, like this looks really weird without a pillar here and without any wood textures or maybe even thatch textures. So yeah, I have a feeling once I actually get this base all, you know, prettied up and presentable as the final like base product, it's gonna look amazing. And this might be my new favorite base design, peeps. Oh yeah, so let's go ahead and check out the roof now though. Thank goodness for Bloodstalkers, because this would be pretty difficult without a flyer. So I'm gonna turn off the HUD. And there's actually a lot of entrances on the front here. That leads to the garden. These are just 2 main entrances, and that leads to the hatchery. And there's already so much glass that you can see. I really like the lighthouse. I feel like it came out pretty good for being so boxy. And now we have the actual top of the base. And yeah, it looks pretty good, pretty smooth. You see, we had to do some of these more box designs right here that we did on the Lost Island base, just because I couldn't really make it look smooth and natural with, you know, how the rest of the base was shaped. But just like in Lost Island, they actually look pretty good as skylights, especially on these kind of walls area, like here and here. They actually look pretty good. They're almost adorable even. And yeah, so the only major clipping that this base has is pretty much where the third part, or I guess where the highest floor meets the lower floors, because like all of this is just here so the base looks smoother. It's not, you can't really see this from the inside at all because it's really just like walls here, and I decided to allow some clipping on the outside where we won't really notice it. But yeah, I am honestly really happy with it, and I can't wait to show you peeps once I add the pillars and add wood texturing to everything and just make it a proper base. So yeah, I will see you all once the base is finally ready for us to start moving stuff into. At long last, it's finally done, peeps. The pillars are set up, the textures have been changed, and it looks amazing. I've even got torches in here, and peeps, it looks so good at night. I'll have to show you after I will do this walkthrough. Also, I decided to put a dino gate here, and I think it looks pretty good. We did this for a few of the entrances in the extinction base, and pillars were being kind of annoying, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put an entire gate here. And it works pretty well. I actually really like it. Let me know what you peeps think of the new base. This is probably gonna be our forever base for this series, peeps. It's huge. It has enough room for literally everything we could ever want. And there's still plenty of room for expansion. We have this entire big backyard, and what I want to do is eventually make a elevator platform down to the water. I'm not sure if I've already said that. This recording has spanned like 3 days, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but yes, I am so happy. I decided this room up here was going to be my bedroom because, I don't know, it looks nice. I can see the entire base, and I have a really nice view of the outside. It's so nice up here, peeps. And of course, we have the lighthouse with a fire up at the top. It's set to the highest intensity that a standing torch can go. Unfortunately, it's still not all that bright. We're gonna have to wait till we get actual lights for our lighthouse to be super bright. And not that it really matters all that much, because as soon as we get the industrial forge, this room will basically be unusable, since it'll be just the forge. Like, you'll walk in and then immediately be greeted by forge. But yeah, I'm happy, and I am finally going to wrap up this episode. Oh my gosh. Like I said, peeps, this recording has spanned about 3 days, and I am finally able to put this out to you guys on YouTube. I am so excited to hear what you think about it, and hopefully my 2 failed designs at the beginning of this episode will show you that I am not a building god that some of you think I am. There are some crazy builds in this game. Like, when I was browsing ideas for like a treehouse and a Titanosaur platform saddle base, like, those are some crazy builds, peeps. But I mean, I'd like to think I'm alright, and I'm glad you peeps agree. So yes, please tell me what you think in the comments. I absolutely love reading what you guys say. I love that community interaction. And I feel like yeah, you know what? Our channel is pretty good at it, because I don't know, I feel like we get a lot of comments, and I love it. I love hearting them. And all right, I'm kind of gushing right now, but yes, peeps, thank you all so much for watching this video. In the next episode, it'll all be furnished. Well, not all, but I'll move over our 2x2 box stuff over here, and I'll have the rest of the tames over here, and this will officially be our new home. No more starting in the bog, peeps. Amazing. So yes, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all in the next one.
Hey, you!
Bye-bye.